Hello, beautiful people. I hope we're all well. We're wearing a little hat today. And I'm feeling a little bit cold. I've got a little bit of a cold. But we all get them taking this off. Feels weird. I might sneeze during this. And also, there's so many times that I made videos on my YouTube channel where I have a cold. It's very bizarre. Anyway, I want to start doing a little what's the card, pulling one card, giving a little message, explaining the card a little bit, just seeing what energy we gonna work with. Not doing a full reading. It's just a little we'll call it card of the day. We'll do a little card of the day. So yeah, let's see what energy comes up. She's flipped around. That's not the one. We're not taking flippers. I take ones that I feel most drawn to. So yeah. Oh my goodness. Right. Okay. What is the card? King of Wands. Okay, so the King of Wands is a fiery individual. Okay, the wands in tarot represent fire, spirit, energy. King of Wands is a very powerful character. Kings are queens, or people in the queen's life, or the queen, and it is kind of like elements of a character that you maybe will benefit from channeling, like how we are and the way we should walk forward in life, or elements of our character that are impacting us at this time. He is extremely fiery, in charge, sure of himself, very powerful, action orientated. Are you running towards me? Is also very psychic. Wands to me are spirit, connection with spirit. Cat's going crazy. Benefiting from being sure of yourself and confident in the vision that you have, to bring forth what you want. Leading by example, being a leader, a leadership role. Cat is running around crazy. I don't know why he's running around so crazy, but being very sure of yourself, having confidence, taking charge of your life. And that's what we got. That's the energy that's influencing us at this time. There may be something that is bringing you the feeling of power and connection. You're being called to stand up for what you believe in, for what you want to do. Just being confident in that, essentially. I'm going to pull another card. But masculine is action orientated. It's fiery action. Okay, acting on inspired ideas. Okay. King of Swords. We're doing kings today, okay? King of Swords. Swords is the mind, the intellect. And the King of Swords, he is analytical, logical. He uses his mind and his intelligence to make decisions. He is direct, consistent, and also King of Swords and any of the swords can be quite cutting with their words. They're very... swords are words, for me. Their tongue can be quite cutting, so they also, again, can very powerful energy, masculine energy. It can be quite stubborn. That energy can be quite stubborn and very powerful though. I bet you another king comes out. Let's see. We're doing the kings today. Are we doing the kings today? The court cards I find quite difficult to read, more so than most cards, to be honest. But let's see if a king comes out. No, we got 2 of Wands. 2 of Wands is making plans. So, are we moving out into a new adventure, or are we staying grounded in our already created reality that is within us? He's looking hopeful out into the world, knowing that there's so much out there for him. And it's, do we head forth into that new adventure, or stay within our boundaries and in our comfort zone? And it's important to follow these inspirations where we feel called within our inspiration, and not getting too in our head about it, and thinking logically what steps are we going to take. So that's why there's the 2 options here. It's like, do I go with the heart, or do I go with my head? Yeah? Or like, do I go with my inspirations, or do I go with my head and what I feel is right? Okay, I said I'd pull 1 card, but we ain't doing that. We're doing a full-on reading now. 9 of Wands. Standing up for what you believe in. Battle weary. Being brave to go out of that comfort zone. Okay. There's something that is being, that someone may feel drawn towards, but they're a bit unsure, a bit on the defensive. Okay. It will take a lot of hard work. They've gone through a lot of tough things, and it's feeling comfortable to step out of that conformity. Okay, are they comfortable doing that? Bearing their all because of the risk of pain. 10 of Swords, the risk of being hurt, the risk of just any risk, the risk of fear, the darkness, or something bad could happen. Okay, but swords are in the mind. It's all in the mind. There is that, do I go out on that adventure, or do I stay back? Do I stay back? Do I stay with what I'm familiar with? Unsureness. There we go. Do I do one thing or the other? Ace of Pentacles. Not Ace, sorry. 2 of Pentacles. It's juggling between things. Trying to bring a balance. You know, it's a kind of chaotic energy. It's like, oh, I might do that. Oh, wait, no, I'm not sure. But it's very much in the head, because he's got a big tall hat on. It's taking into consideration the choice. So the Lovers is choice. Do I eat the fruit from the tree? Because here's Eden. Do I eat the fruit from the tree or not? Do I take a risk or not? That is a major energy. But there's also relationship involved and connections involved. What about these? Do I know you need to know? Okay, Empress. A fertile, very, very fertile card. Standing within a power. Fertile, earthly energy. Very powerful energy. Might be a relationship, because we've got the Devil card now as well, which is lust, which is passion. There's passion here. We've got, so look at all these, right? It's definitely connections or an influence here. If we allow the mind to override our decision making, we can be trapped. If we trust in the divine and that we're being called to in this direction for a reason, it can be a fruitful experience, very fertile experience. We can meet and make new connections with people that are going to help in our life. Ace of Pentacles, opportunity, a new opportunity. Being offered a new journey. There's a new path. Okay. There is a fear on this new path, that it's whether or not it's going to bring a positive experience or a more dark negative experience. But I feel like that's what this is. It's like, do I do this or do I do that because of these two influences? Okay, a choice. But if we stay in this Empress energy, are patient, calm, nurturing of ourselves and others and of our own life, whatever experience we decide to go on is going to be fruitful. Yeah, where did that ace go of Pentacles? There's another ace. Ace of Wands, Ace of Pentacles. It's like going with that wand, so not being in the mind so much, like with the swords, and going with this new opportunity. It's off somewhere new, but we might be worried of the life we're leaving behind. But this call that we're receiving is divinely guided. It is a call that we need to answer. Called to battle, called to step forward, called to go on that journey. So we need to mind and look at it from a new perspective. Hanged Man. Trusting that where we're being led is fruitful. And we're always going to have that thought in our mind, those negative thoughts in our mind that hold us back. They'll never go away. We just need to make friends with it, right? Because emotional fulfillment and abundance is possible. Of course it is. That's a very emotionally abundant card. That's a very joyful card. It can be quite, this could be a temperate, it's a very hopeful card. It's not as realistic as the Ten of Pentacles, which is grounded. So it's like grounded happiness. It's very airy-fairy happiness, but it is happiness nonetheless, right? But there's a new beginning. Death card. A death of the old, a death of the old way of doing things. The white horse is freedom. And he's going off into battle again. He's following the call. So it's being offered something, being called towards something. And going off to distant land for that thing. And I kind of want to take an oracle card because I really like oracle cards. Oh, my back. We may take 3 or 4. I was like, I'm going to do like a 1 card reading. See, restricting my mind. Being open to the flow and possibility. So I have the Woodland Wardens deck here. whatever this is. Yeah, happiness card. Now that's lovely. The ladybird and the sweet pea. Happiness. The ladybird for me is also passed on loved ones. That's a massive sign for me for passed on loved ones. So this is the help from the other side. This is something that is destined and fated and has been going on behind the scenes. I keep hearing my little sweet pea. Doesn't feel right. I'm gonna take it, not let it fly out. Destiny. It's destined. Echinacea is what you have when you're ill, like I am right now. That's hilarious. Destiny. This is destined. This is something that was always going to happen. Your callings feel more exciting and bring great joy. They're scary as well, though. Fate, I think it was fate is what happens to you, but destiny is what happens when you step out your comfort zone. So it's like fate is the foundation and the things that are fated to happen, but destiny is when you're willing to put yourself out there and to take risks that bring you joy. They reap great rewards. I'm going to read from the book 30. Echinacea. Wheel of change, life cycles, destiny, bigger with vision, fortune and fate. Many Native American people consider echinacea to be a protective spirit medicine, and some of the root is often included in medicine pouches worn around the hip or neck. The Navajo considers echinacea to be a life medicine, one of the 40 ceremonial plants used for specific healing rituals. Interesting. But yeah, it's used for flus and colds, which I have, which is hilarious. Very interesting. Guidance. The snake eating its tail, the Ouroboros, is the wheel of change, resembling the cycles of life and death. And our death card came out here. Okay. The sun and moon orbit and spin the wheel of change, representing our earthly domain. The echinacea sprouting in the centre represents evolutionary consciousness, unbound by the confines of destiny. It's very dark in this room. The lights went a bit dark, so I'm going to have to put the brightness up a wee bit. It isn't the best, but hey ho. Like the Wheel of Fortune, this card may signal a twist of fate, a time where something in life shifts us and reorients us elsewhere. What did I say? Often distant places. Echinacea has shown up in your card today to remind you that the universe is always in motion and nothing is by accident. The key to see through the cycles of destiny is to remain centered and fluid, flowing with the course of life rather than being. This is flowing with the course of life here. Look, he's flowing. He's very right. Will be. If this is going to change and the tides are going to change, I'm going to move with it, right? The key to see through the cycles of destiny is to remain centered and fluid, flowing with the course of life. The elusive judgments of bad and good only limit the vision of the great understanding. Step back and observe the great vision at play. Be unbound by the passing influences. And hibiscus, joy. Grace, beauty, divine feminine, nurturing, creativity, abundance. So she's very similar to the Empress, and we maybe been called to be in that nurturing feminine energy for ourselves, and being creative and just flowing with those little things coming up in our life, these little inspirations, these callings, and just going with it, okay? And just putting the energy in and seeing what energy comes back and playing with our reality. Like hibiscus, you emanate the essence of Venusian grace. You hold and cradle life. You are the nurturer. That is the Empress, right? Express your creativity. Your presence brings renewal and joy to others. Express your creativity to keep attracting this colourful energy back to you. So King of Wands, he's also a creative energy. Ace of Wands is creative energy. Empress is a creative energy. We just, staying in that creative energy. When we are creative, okay, and we put energy in, energy comes back. So that's also making me think of the Two of Cups. It's like an equal exchange with the universe here. It's a connection with the universe, an exchange, giving and getting back, giving and receiving, right? Like the hummingbird, where is this card? Like the hummingbird, you are a creature of nectar, a conduit of divine love. We also got the Lover's card. And joy. Don't shy away from your power. You are worthy of it all. Follow the dance of the hummingbird. Journey into your sadness and know that this pain is a thread within the fabric of joy. Interesting. But you got the joy card. Did we not? Or happiness? Like happiness and joy. This is like, look at all this happiness coming up. Like, it's ultimate happiness, okay? It's one of the ultimate happiness cards in the tarot deck. Okay? Exciting times ahead. I just keep hearing that. It's time to release negativity. Yeah. Scorpio, this was this full moon in Scorpio. So this full moon is for releasing. There was a time this just passed. We've just had a very strong full moon in Taurus, a super moon, and there was a lot of releasing energy. It's when we have released all that negativity, we are allowing the openness of more joy to come into our life, right? But also we're being called to release our negative mindset towards potential paths. Personal issue reaches resolution. Don't let pride get in your way. Our relationships are changing. The way we navigate our life is changing. We've released stuff. We need to release our negativity, and within doing that, and we're bringing forth big changes in our lives and big opportunities. What is already with you? Have faith in the process. In the world, not of the world. Okay? We're a culmination of everything we've experienced, all good and all bad. Okay? We have to go with the flow of life, the bads and the goods, okay? Because that is brings us little keys that we need to navigate the life ahead. Something very transformative is on its way that may leave us feeling very vulnerable. We may be put in a position where we feel very vulnerable and we're down on our knees, but it is going to bring us great joy and enlightenment and a connection, a very deep connection with ourselves and with others and with the life around us, with nature, with the whole orchestration of life. But it has already been planned, it's already fated. Okay, what's already with you? It's already happening. It's just surrendering to the process that is important. Surrendering to the process is the Hanged Man. That is what he does. He goes, okay, right, I'm in this really tough situation, or I need to go through this discomfort, for I know that it's going to bring me great enlightenment and strength, okay? And I'm going to pick one more card from this deck. This deck that I need to read out to you. Yeah, going beyond normal, out of your comfort zone. The time has come to follow your ideas, inspirations, to go out your comfort zone. Okay? 14, going beyond normal. I'm going to read this one out. On the path of life, there are deciding moments where we can choose to go with the mainstream, or we can dare to take a bolder, more authentic and trusting way, even if it seems riskier or less safe. To rely solely on logic and science, which was the King of Swords, okay, without incorporating the mysterious and magical, the Wands, is a recipe for an existence that's far too dry. The sacred rebel within our hearts will always choose a juicier approach to life. You're being called to adventure. You're currently approaching such a choice point. You could say that the choice is about balance. It is less about choosing to honour either art or science, gardening or architecture, and more about integrating all approaches so that you enhance rather than hinder your life journey. Placing science or architecture above all else kills off the rebellious heart. Steadfastly relying on logic, proof, and a complete set of plans to measure and dictate outcomes will suffocate the soul. Okay? Basing decisions on limited factors with an imbalanced measure of success is unnecessarily limiting. This approach prevents us from living freely, spontaneously, and with trust, so that we can rebel against the need for things to go strictly according to plan. Choose to value decisions based on passion and instinct, and trust in life enough to embrace it as an adventure and let it unfold as it will. There's a time and place for logic, strategy, planning, and measurable outcomes. These are not bad tools to have, but we must be vigilant not to worship them or allow them to quash our less rational but equally valuable decision-making tools, intuitions, feelings, and those things you know without knowing how you know them. That's the King of Wands, okay? The flowing inspirational energy of the heart may have no conceivable basis in logic or reason and still be uncannily accurate. To remain rebellious, we must not sacrifice art of emotion, instinct, passion, and intuition for the science of logic and strict planning. On the other hand, gardening and art do provide us with a plan, albeit more loosely held. This plan still requires us to set aside time to draw upon reliable methods and to prepare with certain tools. However, there is also a healthy dose of organic flow, responsiveness, and trust in the creative process of bringing something to life. This leads to the cultivation of the most beautiful, abundant, and successful garden and the most vivid healing art. You're being asked to stay open to the intuitive approach in your life, your work, your creativity, as well as in your spiritual journey. The intuitive approach can be likened to the method of a gardener or an artist. There is a sense of what might work, where a loose or even a detailed plan, but how the plan is carried out will depend on and respond to the flow of its surroundings. There's no need to control the situation, but rather a desire to nurture an idea into fruition, the Empress. You may have pressures around you from the world or from your own conditioned nature to do things according to the rules, to a deadline or to the accepted mainstream view that you need a well thought out plan for success in a commercial venture. However, sometimes the best plan is to do what feels intuitively truthful in the moment and to trust that you are being led towards your own growth. Adopting this approach means you have to do far less planning and far more living. It is pure and heart-centered way to manifest your art, your life path, and your essence into practical expressions in the world. It involves a willingness to be led by nature instead of trying to control the powerful force of life, which is a bit like trying to fit a proverbial ocean in a teacup. Otto, come here. Cat's playing with something. He's being quite loud. It's far more intelligent to allow the ocean to be the ocean and to learn to swim in it, rather than trying to cram it into a vessel that is just too small, like this one. Wow, he's loud. This oracle brings you a special piece of guidance. You're moving outside of the plan. You're living on the border of what is socially accepted. This is good. This is a fringe-dwelling freedom. Others might not see this about you straight away, as you seem pretty normal, but that secret eccentric streak is just waiting to show itself. And maybe you're an out and proud fringe dweller, completely comfortable with this way of being. Either way, this oracle brings you the message that you now have a chance to live from the heart more deeply and expressively than ever before. It wants you to realise that this is a legitimate, empowered and creative way to live that honours all of who you are. You can give up forcing or quashing yourself down into a very limited set of so-called desirable qualities like intellect and control. If you're yet to relate to this consciously, this oracle brings you the further message that you're going to be breaking with tradition. Perhaps not entirely, but at least in a way that is meaningful to you. This will require you to have courage in your convictions and faith in your heart's truths. This will help you and inspire others around you to step out of fear and live more freely and lovingly. You are not necessarily meant to abandon logic and intellect altogether. You are to use them to serve the desires of the heart, rather than to replace its naturally spontaneous and truthful nature with controlled planning and narrow strategy. It's time to get a bit wild and let nature take its course. And that is exactly having the King of Wands and the King of Swords. Both parts of yourself at your disposal. But that spirit taking the lead. And that's the message for today, and it's completely relevant to myself. Don't know about you. But yeah, sending you lots of love. And yeah, hope you enjoyed that spontaneous reading. It was only meant to be 2 cards, ended up being 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, wow, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 23, I think, maybe more. Anyway, sending you lots of love. I hope you have a wonderful morning, afternoon, or cat, evening and night, whenever you're watching this. And yeah, something exciting's coming. Don't be scared to step out your comfort zone, okay? Because it's an extremely, if this is in your destiny, whatever this is, and if you're being drawn to this, don't be scared. Follow your fear in an inspired way. Anyway.